Abandonment is an achievement. Siefeng. Translated by Treasure and edited by Kayer. Abandonment is an achievement. Xinding Celestial. It seems that abandonment is an achievement is a contradiction, but it is actually great wisdom, though beyond the ordinary people's comprehension and imagination. It embodies an ingenious realm, a boldness of vision that looks far ahead and aims high above the common and vulgar, a tactical strategy to have the situation well in hand, with great will to reach the top. The more you possess, the more trouble you have. It seems that will be much easier to abandon something at the proper time. If we constantly pursue possessions but refuse to ever abandon them, those possessions will become burdens and encumbrances. One who wishes to take a long trek to appreciate the attraction of distant scenery must take very little luggage, for the more they take, the more tired they will become, the slower their journey will go, and the less likely they will be to reach their destination. Life is but a journey which life travels through in the mortal world. The destination of the journey depends entirely on how far we travel during our lifetime. Those who possess too much in the mortal world will not be able to reach a more wonderful place. If they cannot abandon their possessions, they will only continue marking time with the samsara of the mortal world. If we hold fast to something, we cannot grasp anything else with our hands. If a room is filled with clutter, it is hard to add shiny, new appliances. If our minds are full of wants and desires, our spirits will be so exhausted that we will find it impossible to appreciate a new realm with dense willows and bright flowers or reach a spiritually pure land. Therefore, abandonment is an achievement. To abandon the past is to achieve the future. Abandoning a profession frees us to engage in another one. It is only by abandoning private ownership that we can achieve public ownership or even non-ownership. Only by abandoning being a human that we can achieve being a celestial being or Buddha. Only by abandoning the mortal world can we reach the fairyland. Only by abandoning the traditional family that we can enter the new oasis for life, and only by abandoning the state that we can enter the great unity. Abandon, abandon, abandon. Open a door and others will close automatically, but close a door and others will open automatically. As with a woman, when single, men will flock to her actively, but once she becomes engaged or married, they will stay away from her. Xinding Celestial's full quote was, "People say that it is tiring to live. Why might life be tiring? Because they are unwilling to abandon, and they always want more. Having obtained wealth, they still want reputation, fame, and status. Not realizing that the more they possess, the heavier their burden becomes, they will get more and more exhausted throughout their journey of life." Actually, abandonment is an achievement. Anyone who wants to lead a relaxed and free life in the mortal world must learn to abandon. Only continual abandonment will lead to continual transcendence. What should we abandon as people? That depends on where we want to go. If we want to go to hell, of course we should abandon sincerity, kindness, and beauty, so that we can gain falsity, wickedness, and ugliness. Only by breaking through the moral bottom line can we revel in evil of every kind. Only by abandoning love can hatred sprout, grow, blossom, and bear spiritual fruit. Only by abandoning faith and honesty can we be petty men. Only by abandoning hope can we get despair. Only by abandoning sublimation can we ensure that we will continue the samsara in the mortal world, struggling in a boundless sea of bitterness. So, abandonment is achievement. Generally, my purpose is to lead mankind into the Lifechanyuan era. To learn about the identifying brands of the Lifechanyuan era, refer to my 800 Values for New Era Human Being, which describes the Lifechanyuan era with specific details. For individuals, I am here to guide people to the 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, and the Elysium Islands continent. For this, I need people to abandon states, religions, political parties, and family lives. Only by abandoning these 4 items can we achieve happy, joyous, free, and blessed lives which are characterized thusly. The talented will be put to good use and the whole world will be one family. No one would pocket anything found on the ground and doors are not bolted at night. To unify all thoughts and all beliefs into the greatest Creator's will and all religions into one uniform belief system. Everything will be in complete harmony and everyone will be happy. As for the individuals, people need to abandon these 9 things. Marriage. Traditional families. States. Religions. Political parties. Private ownership. Outdated regulations, corrupt customs, and moralization that restrains human nature. The ways of God and Buddha. Their egos. Abandonment is an achievement. Without abandoning marriage, it is impossible to achieve a state of being happy, joyful, free, and blessed. Without abandoning the traditional family, it is impossible to achieve the life of a celestial being. Without abandoning the state, it is impossible to achieve a realm of freedom. Without abandoning religions, it is impossible to achieve the freedom and purity of the soul. Without abandoning political parties, it is impossible to achieve peace and harmony. Without abandoning private ownership, it is impossible to achieve public ownership and experience the wonderful state of possess nothing and have everything. Without abandoning all the outdated regulations, corrupt customs, and moralization that restrain human nature, it is impossible to achieve natural, unrestrained, and elegant lives. Without abandoning the way of God and Buddha, it is impossible to achieve the way of the greatest creator. Without abandoning the ego, it is impossible to achieve paradise, to free oneself from the trap, to walk out of the 36-8 diagram arrays, to escape the territory of the mortal world, and to free oneself from the 5 elements and out of the program of the realm of necessity. Then, it will be impossible to reach the celestial islands continent of the Elysium world and never experience the glorious blissful state of forgetting oneself to be completely relaxed and joyful. Abandonment is an achievement. Continuing to walk in the old steps and secluding oneself, sticking to stale ideas, and clinging to bygone values will eventually lead to decay, corruption, decadence, and make it impossible to achieve freshness, pleasance, relaxation, and freedom. Abandonment is a painful process. The more you possess and the longer you possess, the more difficult it becomes to abandon, and the more benefits you get from those possessions, the less willing you will be to abandon them. It is easy for ordinary people to abandon their state, but lawmakers would never do that willingly, for they are their state's embedded first beneficiaries. It is easy for a new follower of a religion to disenfranchise, but not for priests and ministers, for they are the embedded first beneficiaries of their religion. A religious believer who has wallowed in their religion all their life will not abandon it easily because their confidence would collapse, they would be at a loss for what to do, and they would need to find a new track to follow. It might be simple for an ordinary political party member to abandon their party, but no party leader would ever abandon theirs, for once doing so, they would have nothing to play and could not command or control others. Common people look forward to the great unity, to lead lives of public ownership when the world will be one united family. Although it might seem easier for them to abandon private ownership, those who own property, especially those very wealthy people, will not abandon private ownership, for if everyone is really equal, how could they lead superior lives? How could they show off their wealth? How could they swagger before others or make others admire them? It is the same with married couples. The ones who are more stifled, abused, bounded, and exploited will hate their family lives, while the ones who benefit more from their marriages and family lives will hardly want to abandon them. Human nature includes the desire to control others and to have more and more people under their control. However, not all people can be kings, religious leaders, political party leaders, or bosses of companies. For the vast majority of people, the desire for control will be played out, realized, and fulfilled in their families. Men want to control their wives, women want to control their husbands, both want to exercise parental control over their children, and children are genetically programmed to get as much from their parents as they can. So, families are the first battlefield of life where great and small wars play out daily. Many couples show happy harmony to the public, but are unwilling to complain about their bitterness. In fact, you will always suffer from the pain that comes along with possessing anything. The more you possess, the more pain you will suffer. In this world, it is the kings, presidents, religious leaders, political party bosses, and wealthy capitalists who endure the most pain. It is they who cannot even lead peaceful lives day or night who are the most deserving of pity. Abandonment is an achievement. Abandonment is a great magic weapon to obtain mental and spiritual growth and is the best way to sublimate oneself and achieve a bright future. The core teachings of Jesus Christ and Buddha Sakyamuni dwell in it. The freedom and happiness of life and the secrets leading to the realm of heaven dwell in it too.